Brad, we've been talking a lot about healthy lawns, healthy soil, but what do I do about molehills?
Well, I'll admit they're an eyesore, but I think we have to keep in mind why the moles are coming to your yard.
But before taking action, it's important to first understand why the moles chose your yard in the first place. And keep in mind that mole problems are rarely solved by using quick fix methods.
Moles are seen as a nuisance. Really, they are an indicator that you have healthy soils, and they show that your lawn is full of beneficial organisms like worms, ants, and centipedes. Plus, when they build their tunnels, they can actually get rid of some of your garden pests, including slugs. In fact, this underground mole activity is very beneficial. It's mixing our soils, it's bringing nutrients around. There's a lot of benefits by having moles in your yard.
But what do I do about these molehills?
So the tunneling can cause us some challenges with some depression or even leaving a couple holes, but because of all the benefits of what they do with their tunneling, and there's no quick and easy solutions for mole control, we really recommend tolerance is the #1 thing for moles.
What about trapping?
Well, as for trapping, Washington state law does allow for live trapping, but the traditionally used grip traps were actually outlawed by a citizens initiative, so they're no longer lawful. So really, there's no effective ways to do trapping.
Obviously, trapping is out, so are there products I can buy?
Well, you're going to want to avoid any pesticides or poisons, because these can have harmful effects for people, wildlife, pets, even our waterways. The soil insecticides have been found to be very ineffective. Plus, the soil insecticides are going to kill the beneficial organisms that you're wanting to create in your yard. We recommend not using any of those products. While there are other products that are on the market that can be used, most of them are expensive and you really have to be careful with them.
Sounds like there are a lot of not so great options. So what can I do to safely manage these moles?
Well, there are some natural products that are available on the market. They're using castor oil, onion powder, garlic, and that can discourage the mole activity. Most of these products, though, they're finding are hit or miss. Some people find that they work really well. Some people find that they don't work very well at all. So you have to be careful by using them and really make sure that any of these products are safe for family, pets, and for the environment. Another option is to consider replacing your lawn with other landscape plantings. We found that if you can reduce the size of the lawn and put other plantings in, the moles can still do their activity and their tunneling, but we're really not noticing it as much and it's not as bothersome. Once the plants are mature, then it's really less maintenance.
I like the sound of that. But what do I do about moles in my vegetable beds and my flower beds?
Well, another option is a physical barrier. You can actually dig a trench and put in hardware cloth, which you can buy at any hardware store. You actually put that into the trench in the shape of an L, pointing where they're coming from. Put that in the trench and then you will bury that. And it actually becomes a physical barrier for the moles coming into your yard. While effective, it's very labor intensive and can be expensive. And that's why we would recommend this for being like for smaller parts of the yard or smaller parts of the lawn. If you have raised beds, you actually can just put that hardware cloth underneath the raised bed and they won't be able to come up underneath it.
That sounds like a lot of work.
Well, actually the easiest thing to do is just to rake out the mounds, okay? Take that soil, rake it out really well, put it in the existing soil. You'll just find one small hole down there. As long as you do that in a timely manner, you will not smother and kill your grass. You'll be a lot happier with it.
Am I going to have to deal with moles all year round?
Great question. They're really more seasonal. You're going to see more activity in spring and fall. They're following their food source. So as the soils thaw out in springtime, they're moving up towards the soil surface. And as things get drier in the summer, they're moving down lower where it's cooler. And that's why we really recommend that you just kind of tolerate their activity. And so remember too that moles have a lot of benefits. There are no quick and easy solutions when it comes to mole issues. Just remember to avoid using pesticides. They are not typically effective and can have unintended harmful impacts. Try to rake out the molehills as soon as possible to minimize the damage to your lawn. And really, moles provide a lot of benefit. They indicate healthy soils, and learning to tolerate them whenever possible is the best approach.
Oh, that sounds doable.